We're now moving into shoulder dislocations. We're going to take them from a standing position, put them on the ground, and then do some shoulder dislocations. Now be aware, if anybody's coming to jiu-jitsu late, shoulders are going to be tight. It's just a given. As you age, your shoulders get a bit tight, especially if you're doing a lot of sort of strength training without doing the mobility that goes along with it. So sometimes when you're training with your partner, it doesn't look like the lock's on, but it's on, just simply because they don't move as well as others. So be aware of that when you train your partner. Put the locks on gently, slowly go into them, and then you'll get almost like a biting point when you're using the clutch and the collar. There's a bite point that you know, so if you're going to accelerate off. It's the same thing with a lock. You'll know there's a bite point. You get used to that with your partner or with any partner. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to come at this angle, a wee bit of a 45 angle, give you the best possible way to see it. So from here, the punch comes to the head, we're going to do a block, we're going to do a strike. The thumb goes in and we push up, so you can use the pressure point on the inside of the hand, and we're going to grab the wrist. We turn and we're going to rotate the wrist, and you can see the way he came up on his toes because the wrist is rotated. I put my hand behind, right, and I'm going to do another wee rotation, and then I'm going to put the shoulder in the back of his legs, and I'm going to just do a lift. So that's him down. I step past his leg on my right hand side. I bring my foot up and I strike between the shoulder blades with my heel. I then step in and I draw both hands back. Now there's two ways you can put this on. One is if you look at my wrists or my hands, you'll see I've got the palms of my hands pushing the back of his wrist and pushing down, and I can step forward and lock. Or I can rotate into getting the thumbs, and that's the second way there. Either or is going to work, so maybe try both. So from position, I'm going to step forward, and as I step forward, I'm just going to bring my hips. He's going to have to do the tap with his foot because his hands are busy. I step forward, there's the lock. I step back, I step forward. It's in the hips, not in the hands. The hands stay static, the hips move, there's the tap. Okay, so number one, step forward, push your hips in. One, step back, step forward. Two, from here, drop your knees in. So your knees are now in the outside of his elbows. And all I'm going to do, I don't need to use my hands, just going to hold position, or I can put them here. I'm just going to press, and there's the tap. Shoulders are both getting stretched. Now, from here, I'm going to bring my hands up here, and I'm going to interlock my hands. And from there, I'm just going to lean forward. My legs aren't laying apart here, it's just my hands. Lean forward, and there's the lock. I then take that one off and I focus on this hand, on this arm. I come up and I put my foot close to his shoulder. Okay? I drop my knee, and I've got 3 points of contact. So it's three ways of doing this. Okay, so from here, I go one, I take it 45 degrees, two, I put it up on the ground, three. Yeah, those are three. I then tuck it in, so it's in on my hip. I lift his head, and I put my foot underneath his chin. Now, there's no lock on there at the minute. It's a bit tight, but there's no lock. If I bring my knee up to here, on top of the hip, there's the lock. I then come back into position. I'm going to grab my own shin, and I'm going to sit down at the side of him. Yeah? At the side of him. And the reason for that is I'm going to put a back hammer lock on, which is going to put pressure on the shoulder, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So we've got the lock here, I put my hand down, I rotate around, and just open my hand in this position. I clap my hands, so I'm just covering my hands and closing down. Right, I'm going to lean forward just for a split second, put the lock on, then I'm going to put it up. Forward, back off. Hand goes out, I come up, and into stance. So we'll do it in that angle again, because that's probably the best angle, and then we'll do an angle where we're going this way. So we're just going to start off in this position, punch into your head, there's your block, there's your strike, there's your push, there's your rotation. Now, because I've got this wrist lock on, he's not able to punch me in the face. So that's a holding position. We come into the second of the two holding positions and rotate this fist down. I then come in, push, take him down, step, and I kick just between the blade bones. I have my feet underneath his armpits, I reach through, and I lock. I'm going to hold this position instead of the other one this time. I step forward, lock, back. Step forward, lock, back. I drop my knees, push my knees in. I then fold my arms in, lean in. Let that one go, retain this one. Foot nice and tight, drop under your knee. 1, 2, 3. Tuck in. Lift the head, turn the foot, bring the knee up, pop the hip, back, drop down, slide down, control. If you want, you can put this lock on, and then we drive through, push the second lock on, and out, and up, and away. Yep? We'll do it one more time facing this way, and then we'll do it as a cataform. So we'll do it this way. From here. Punch them in, lock, strike, here, look. There's my position. I'm behind this. I'm locking that way. I come into here. I take the legs, he goes down. Step, strike, through. Position, here, lock. Foot forward, lock on. Again, look at the hips. Pop the hips till it's on. Drop the knees, push the knees together. Change, and you're just basically doing the same thing, but you're doing it with your hand. Lean in. Let that one go, retain this one. Drive back. 1, 2, 3. In. Under the chin. Knee up. Lock. Out. Drop down. Take this. Lean in. Lean out. Up. And away. And we'll do that, I'll do it on my own. I'll do it where I'm facing this way to start with. You're doing the block, you're doing the strike. You're holding the thumb. You take that up his back and twist. Shoulder in, pull. Now what we're going to do is we're going to step and strike down away between his shoulder blades. Pull his hands back and into lock. Remember, hip, drive forward. Look, hip drive forward. Back. Hip drive forward. Next one, you're sitting on his back. Push in with your knees. Push in with your hands. From here. Forget about that arm. Hold on to this one. Foot comes in. Drop your knee. 1, where it's level with the floor. 45 degrees. Sorry, straight up. 45 and level with the floor. Tuck it in here. Tuck your foot underneath. Knee comes up. Pop your hip, and you'll feel the lock going on when you pop your hip. Bring that knee back, pull that leg through, so you now have his arm in a back hammer lock. Slide his arm through, lean forward, lock, and finish. Just a couple of things before we move forward. If you look at my foot here, you'll see that we curve. That curve should sit, imagine that's foot, should sit round his shoulder. So you don't want it here because the shoulder has too much freedom. You want to shut the shoulder down by putting your heel right against him so you keep it nice and tight. So that's your hold downs, or sorry, your shoulder dislocations. And the thing about that is when you practice in a class, make sure that you hear that tap. Hear a tap. If there's no tap, it's not on. If it's not on, you're training for poor technique. You want to train for good technique. So we'll see you in the next video.